Hi, everyone. I'm Summer,
I'm Carrie.
and this is Hopelexia Podcast.
Join us to talk about sex, drugs, and self-improvement.
And now we're recording. After we
Yay.
talked for 10 minutes without it
Listen,
recording.
It's fine. Everything's great.
My bad. Sorry.
I love it.
And for the audience, I'm sorry you missed the best outtakes that will ever exist on the planet.
It's just
Sorry.
You, so
You should have been here.
Well, we could make it a poll. I mean, depending on we can make it a community poll.
Oh jeez. Believe it or not, I am not on drugs right now. Maybe that's what happened. I should have been.
Yeah. Sometimes you just need them, I guess.
Although, incidentally, I was listening to Danny Trejo's memoir earlier, and there's a part in there where he describes Charles Manson walking them through a guided meditation so they could feel high without drugs. And I need someone who can do that in my life.
Wow.
That's impressive.
That is very impressive.
That's
I would
gonna stick
expect it from no one else. But,
right.
you know.
But that's gonna stick with me for a while. Sorry. Way off topic. Okay. So Priya's back with us to give us some readings and guidance for 2023, just like she did at the beginning of last year. So did you guys go back and listen to last year's? I listened to it today. So how accurate were your readings that you got?
I forgot to go back and listen to it today, but I did like a couple weeks ago, and it was very accurate.
Yeah, yours talked about a lot of change. It predicted that there was going to be a lot of change.
There's been a lot. It's been a year.
We need to do a whole episode on that one of these days, but I don't think Carrie's there yet.
Yeah, I'm not there yet. We'll get there. Priya just predicted a little bit too much. So,
let's see. I took notes so I could remember. Oh yeah, mine was Priya did mine, I believe, or was it Carrie? No, Carrie did mine.
I did yours.
Priya did Carrie's. Yeah. So your cards yelled at me
as usual.
A lot, but they were right. Yeah. It has been a very, very challenging year. But there has been a lot of progress towards, I guess, at least understanding and trying to navigate my current reality, which is a whole other show as well.
Yeah.
We are planning. I have had a lot of questions since I opened up about my daughter being a psychopath. So we are planning a show on that, but we won't belabor that one. How about you, Priya? How accurate was your reading? Yours talked about a lot of changes and stuff too.
I mean, by the end of the year, I mean, it really ended with a bang. I mean, the one goal I had was, I think when I think about your reading, it was like really encouraging to hear like some of the affirmations that were listed on the card, because like that really helped, with that with like different particular situations. I could see how each one played out. So I really appreciated your reading because it was, of course, accurate. And I was just like, dang, I was listening. When I listened to it, I think it was the same with Carrie. I think I listened to it a couple weeks ago. I was thinking, man, this thing was accurate AF. Like, how? So I'm glad that we rewatched and saw how like everything has played out. I know the podcast has been amazing to watch over the season. So I don't know if you guys do seasons or if you...
It's a good question.
We
Or do you just
haven't
do
really divided it up in seasons. We just kind of keep moving
Yeah.
along. We haven't even like been numbering them or anything.
Yeah.
I know when we had Broken, they were like episodes were numbered. We don't do that shit. We're just like, here it is, world, and
We did it.
I
Here's the
dig it.
product.
Okay, yeah, no, because that seems like very time intensive. And so I like that you do it this way because it's like you can pick, especially the ones that are divided in parts. You can follow the episode, so it's really cool. I like it.
Yeah. I'm one of those people when I listen to podcasts, if the episodes are numbered, I have to listen to them in order because that's just how my brain is. But if they're not numbered, I'll just pick one that sounds interesting and go from there. So, I like that we do it this way too.
yeah, I think I don't know, it just kind of organically happens. We just kind of name them according to topic and keep it moving, which may have been born out of my ADHD or lack of planning, because that's also an issue. I don't know. It just happened, but I like it because then people can hit what seems relevant to them and keep it moving. Without feeling feeling obligated to go through the whole thing. Because even though I would love for everybody to listen to every episode,
Just
life happens. Yeah, life is what it is, and I know sometimes I get messages from regular listeners who are like, I'm behind, I have to get caught up. Like, just don't stress yourself out. It's okay.
We're not going anywhere.
Right? Like, it's on YouTube as long as YouTube exists. I'm not deleting it. So I did get a message here the other day that said they had caught up on episodes they had missed, and they said, you guys are actually funny. What do you mean by actually? Why do you sound surprised? I know. And I responded with, why do you seem surprised? But they didn't answer that.
I need
They
to answer. I know.
So when you listen to this, just know we're still waiting on an answer. Mm-hmm. All right. So this time we had pre and pull cards from both of us. I'm sorry, I didn't have the energy to do a reading for anyone this time around. I won't say that the channel is that my channels are blocked. It's more like barricaded. Like, I have shut it down because I don't have enough energy to do that, and it's really taxing.
Yeah.
So
don't worry about it, Summer. I got you covered. Okay. Who wants to go first?
Appreciate you. Let's let Carrie go first.
Okay, Carrie. Your lucky number was, hold on, I wrote it down. Give me a second. Yours was 7. And it was funny because Summer was 8. So you got a little 7. I don't know if you can see it.
Yes, we can. Nice.
So that, I don't know if that'll be a lucky number, but I thought that was pretty cute. And then for your charms, you got a sunflower, which is very you, Carrie.
I love sunflowers so much.
Yeah, you got this cute, it's like a little metal sunflower. I can't really hold it still because my hands are really like terrible. But it's
cool. That's cute.
And then you got a clock. Are clocks significant to you in some way? Like,
are you a Flavor Flav fan?
Yeah, I mean, anything.
Love Flavor of Love.
Flavor of Love, okay. Maybe you'll be spending some time watching Flavor of Love.
I'm not mad about that. Never mad about that.
And then you got a little starfish.
I love starfish too.
So I was like, when I saw the sunflower, I immediately thought of you. And so I hope you do get some time watching some Flavor of Love.
I would love that so much. It brought
Dream
me so
big.
much joy.
It's funny I say dream big because that's one of your messages. So the spread that we had was the first card to represent the year ahead as a whole was hold on. I separated yours out because I didn't want to. Oh, it's time. And it's like this cute little I can't figure out where the hell I'm looking, guys. Well, time. Anyway, it says revive at the top as like the keyword. And then it says I cannot stand myself as the trigger statement. And then it says the true statement, I am aligned. And then it says go within and allow everything that is not resonant to be purged so you can come from your heart, your seat of power.
Well, that seems very on the
So,
nose with how the end of my year is going.
oh my goodness. Okay, that's okay. So we're building momentum, I suppose. And so when I really think of that, it's like you're really purging things that don't really like fit like who you are anymore. Like you're a growing and evolving person. So like you're purging things that you can no longer use, get rid of, whether it's physical, whether it's like, mental, physical, whatever. Um, really like purge those areas of your life so you can free up your mind and physical space to do other things, cool things that you have in mind for 2023.
You said that was like the beginning of the year or just like for the whole year?
No, that was your card to represent the year ahead as a whole.
We're starting early with that one.
Purging. All right. Yeah. You're probably getting a lot of stuff.
It's gonna be great. I'm ready.
And then I pulled the second card is the important lesson in the upcoming year, and it says the card is grace. It's a cute little affirmator.
That's cute.
And then it says, I face disagreements with grace and flow through the ups and downs of my relationships without getting thrown off center. With grace, I'm able to keep my cool, be my best self, and not resort to name calling, even when that crappy poo-poo face is being a douchey barf monster. So
I
yes,
have a picture of that one. I want
yes.
to call somebody that this year.
When I saw that, the first thing I did was, of course, laugh because it just engaged my inner child for
Love that so much.
Hilarious. Oh my goodness. And then I for the third card, because the grace is an important lesson. The reason I say that is because not only do you have to do it for others, but you have to practice it with yourself. And practicing it with yourself can be and others can be really hard and trying sometimes because people will push your boundaries and, buttons and things like that. So be firm, be firm in your boundaries, but also give grace where you can, to other folks and yourself, especially when things are going really rough,
Especially if I'm purging this year. Gonna have to learn that lesson of grace very quickly.
Oh,
It's gonna be great.
yes. I'm like cracking up because like I had laid these cards out earlier and I forgot that the order that I had put them in. So I'm glad I wrote them down too.
I have to do that. Otherwise, I will forget everything I pulled, like where it went, and it will not make sense. Great.
And then the third card is the revolutionary.
That's a
Ooh.
And when I saw this, I immediately thought of like all the cool things that you're doing, with your art, your journaling, your, like following a routine and all that. But like that's really hard. You're like blazing your own path, like
I'm trying.
yeah, you're like
She's been going to the gym,
yes.
like
Gym like 3 or 4 times a week and journaling,
and
the therapy, and
right. She's been staying with all of those things, all of those self-care routines, which is really
Consistency.
impressive. Yes.
Consistency. That's actually one of my goals for 2023 is consistency and something.
my goal is to keep doing it because I'm really bad about like hyperfixating on something for like a month or two, and then I'll just never do it again. But I've been sticking with everything for a while now, so
You've been doing great.
Right.
We're very proud of you. You've been doing great.
Thank you.
So yeah, that's what I think of. Like, you are blazing your own path. Like, you're figuring out what works for you and what doesn't, you know?
Yeah, it's a process and it sucks, but
Right. And like, I also thought of when I did see this card, like, not only like blazing your own path, but like also creating like your own personal like rituals and traditions that, like, you know, aren't new. I mean, that aren't haven't been in your family. Like, this is something new that starts with you, and like doing that consistently. You know, like, that's what also made me think of when I saw this. So
I love it.
yeah. Oh my goodness. Yay. Okay. And then the fourth card is, how can you stay connected to your inner truth? And you have the number 11 with transition, which is like cauliflower, I think.
I do like cauliflower, surprisingly.
Cauliflower, it's really interesting. Cauliflower was associated with the moon and Cancer.
I'm not a Cancer, but I do have a tattoo of the moon tarot card.
Hey, there you go. But with transition, it kind of makes me think of the stuff that like you're doing with your job and the stuff you're dealing with your family, and you know, the shit that you're trying to figure out. You know, it's like there's a lot of changes. So like, you know, it kicked off last year. It's kind of gonna be, you're kicking the can down the road again this year, you know, a little bit. But there's gonna be, you know, with the changes, like the changes are gonna be. I'm trying to think, like, for you, I know the changes have been kind of like turbulent. And when I say turbulent, I don't necessarily mean like physically turbulent, but like emotionally turbulent, you know?
Yeah, all of the above, really.
Yeah.
But
So,
yeah,
yeah. So, I mean, like, you know, it's just, I think with transition, I think there's a lot of opportunity for not only change, but like moving closer to who you want to be in the future, you know?
yeah. So definitely, I've been trying to work on the like life plan things that people do. Like, where do you want to end up? Like at the end of like everything, and like where do you want to be? Like finally, and then
Yeah.
breaking it down into like different year sections and like what kind of like goals will get you to that. So
Wow.
I'm trying to work on that too.
That's hella rad.
Because I have things that I want to do and I don't know how to get there, so I'm trying to figure out like little baby
Mapping it out, right? It's funny you say that. I literally
I'm a
wrote
psychic.
that. I really wrote that, like, map that shit out, boo. I literally wrote that on my paper, because that leads to your fifth card, which talks about what opportunities await you this year. And it says dream bigger.
Well, you know, I am about to. I'm working on applying for grad school, and then kind of working on planning a trip to go traveling in Europe this year. So very excited.
It
Exciting.
says dream bigger. Whatever you're thinking of, ask for more.
So a trip
And
to
if
Europe and like Japan is what you're telling.
nice.
Just both of them.
When it says, do not limit yourself with small picture goals because of insecurity or fear of failure. Start building what you really want, and co-creators will follow.
Well,
Nice.
you know, that is very exciting to hear because the person that I've been seeing for a while is like the person that's like pushing me to like do all of these things. So that's very exciting.
Yeah.
Feels like a co-creator on top of like you and Summer also pushing me to do so many things and push me out of my comfort zone. So
Well, that's what we're supposed to do for each other, right? If the people you're spending time with aren't pushing you to be the best you, you're spending time with the wrong people.
I agree. I agree.
Yes. Yes. And then what I did was pulled an affirmation for you to remember throughout the year. And it says a lot, but just remember that the key words are I am resilient.
Okay.
And it says, if my mood wavers, it doesn't stay that way permanently. I allow myself to feel my feelings until I can refocus my thoughts on the positive. I do not judge myself for being human. I am resilient.
That sounds like something my therapist would tell me, and she's lovely. She was teaching me some like exercises to do for like boundaries and like mindfulness and stuff. And she told me to just like when we were doing them to just yell the word fuck a lot. She was like, I find it's good for stress relief and to like, you know, encourage you standing up for yourself because everybody likes to say the word fuck. And I was like, that is true. We do.
We sure do.
It's a very helpful
It's the most
strategy.
helpful. I love it. I love the reading. I'm excited. I want to
Yeah.
see how it ends up at the end of the year.
I'm so excited for you. And it was so funny. There was another deck I was shuffling right before we started because it felt dusty. So I was like, let me brush this thing off and shuffle it real quick. And the card that was at the top was Visions.
I love that rainbow card.
Isn't that cute?
I love it so much. Ugh,
I was like, how fitting for this
I love
for
it.
this episode.
I love it a lot. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Summer, batter up. No, I'm just kidding.
Your turn.
Okay, sorry. I keep leaning out of the frame because I'm in the van, as you can see, and it's cold out here, but I can't leave the motor running. So I'm muting my mic and starting the van so it'll warm up and then turning it off so I can say something.
Okay, I'll try to keep it quick, Summer, so you don't
You're
have
good.
to. So your lucky number was like I said, I can't figure out where the fuck I'm
8.
looking.
You got it. I can see it.
8, and then your charms were dolphins,
Ooh, dolphin.
a shell. I think some beach time is in order. And a light
Nice.
bulb. So maybe a breakthrough or an idea that you have will be
I need some bright ideas.
yes. No, but you're full of bright ideas already. This would just be a really super bright idea. Okay, so for you, hold on, I gotta get yours because I separated your that too. You had sovereignty as your thing, and the oil that it's recommending is lemon eucalyptus.
Oh, wow. That's big.
Yeah. And it says sovereignty, and it says the trigger statement, what will they think? The true statement is I navigate through life with ease. It says now you must claim your energetic independence and cut the cords.
So basically, fuck all y'all if you don't like what I'm doing, right?
Well, you know what I also thought about that, and it also like it's the basis of like a lot of the community work you do too, sovereignty, like it's very important. And it's like for me when I think of sovereignty too, I think of boundaries. So like really like emotional boundaries, physical boundaries, spiritual, social, and sometimes like releasing or cutting cords with things can be like limiting beliefs or whatever, that may hold you back, whether it's you're thinking like, oh, it can never be qualified for that job or that position. Like, fuck that. Apply anyway.
Try it anyway. Plus, there's a whole literal aspect to this since I am starting a homestead, and there's the whole food sovereignty and being less restricted.
Yeah.
By the capitalistic system. I mean, we can't escape it because I still live in this country, but to
yeah,
be a little bit more free from its limitations and be more in control of my life as much as
so that was to
possible.
represent your year ahead as a whole. So like maybe you'll be making a lot of progress on, those projects and things like that. Maybe that'll be coming to the forefront for you. Your second card, which represents an important lesson to learn in the upcoming year, you got wisdom. So if you have been like, having doubts about your intuition or your wisdom, like not giving you like, the right information, I think you're just not trusting. It's hard to trust yourself, and when you've been, like traumatized by capitalism, truly, you know, um, but I think like wisdom is like really tapping in and like trusting your inner wisdom to guide you. And this card, it says, with every relationship, I gain invaluable wisdom. I'm continually learning which qualities stimulate, support, and inspire me, and which ones make me want to cram a soup spoon into my ear and turn it slowly. In that sense, even failed relationships are actually successes. See how wise I sound?
The soup spoon got
No,
me.
I think that's good. I think that's good because I have, been, there's a lot I'm struggling with on, making decisions for my teenagers.
Yeah.
I've got this, especially the younger one and how to navigate her particular issues to like it's worrisome because there's only I do have a couple of grown kids so I realize acutely how little you have no control once they're grown, and so I am worried about what her decisions how they will impact her and those around her in her adult life. So I'm you do kind of agonize over the decisions you make on is this
Yeah.
going to set her up in the best position she can be in to hopefully do okay. So I could use some of that wisdom.
Yes. Yes. Okay, so your third card is, how can you progress on your spiritual path? And you've already said it, but I think this is just really in your face now. It just says, it's the card, it says nature.
Is
It looks
that
like
a
a flying
pine cone?
It looks like it, a flying pine
That is
cone.
amazing. Hey,
I know, right?
I'm wearing acorns on my ears.
I love it.
It's a
I love
bee.
it. I love it. And when I thought about nature, I always think about how connected you are, when you're working with plants and herbs and, all kinds, food sovereignty, all of it. Like, I feel like it's where you find the most ease and happiness. It's like where you want to spend most of your time, to be honest.
I just want to be out in the woods talking to the animals and the plants.
I
That's
know,
where
I
I'm
know, I
happy.
know. This is what it is for you, man.
Mm-hmm.
Spend time, soaking up the beauty of everything around you, whether it's your food, whether it's what you see, engage all your senses. Really spend more time in nature, though. I think they're really just like pushing you to do that. And then your fourth card, which is, how can you stay connected to your inner truth? You also pull time, but your theme is courage. Carrie had
Okay.
time in her as her first theme for the year. I can't figure out where I'm fucking going.
It's okay. I can see it. Yeah.
But with courage, it's like really having faith in your abilities and like having the confidence to like speak truth to power. Like the courage to know when enough is enough, knowing what feels good, what doesn't feel good. And sometimes, that's a really basic question that people can't really answer. And, in like an engaged way. Because most people, it's just like automatic. I don't know. I don't know. Um, but also like this is really calling you to step into your powerful presence as like the beautiful human that you are. You are already amazing. But this is just extra encouragement to like get you over the hump. Like you are the shit. And it's the number 13. Ooh.
Nice.
And then your last card, which was, what new opportunities await you this year? And it says dance, like literally dance, movement, like physical movement of your body.
Interesting.
Better start taking dance classes summer.
Hey, I'm just hoping I literally can dance because my knee has been messed up, right?
Oh yeah.
So like I haven't, and my friend who I go to ceremony with a lot, you know, she lives in another state, but she comes here during ceremony season every year, and she's been like, I want you to be able to dance with me. I'm like, I can't, like I literally can't. So I've been in touch with a different physical therapist trying to get something to help the instability on the outside of my knee so that hopefully I can go to ceremony and actually participate.
Yeah.
That would be awesome.
So let's hope that happens.
Oh, and your affirmation for this year, because I pulled one for Carrie, I pulled one for you too, is I am alive, as we previously chatted about.
I told her when we were planning this episode, she asked what our goals would be for the year, and I said mine is to survive.
Quite literally.
Yes.
Quite literally.
It has never been more literal than right now.
It's a good goal in general, but especially right now.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so on the nose, like.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm glad that came up. maybe it's a good sign I will survive.
I will say that the message on this card is rather positive. It says, I honor my life by letting go, dancing, singing, and feeling the fullness of my joyful energy. I am my true self when I am having fun. I am alive.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Juiciness awaits you. Both.
I love it. That was good. I liked that.
Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. And to be sure you never miss an upload, make sure you turn your notifications on. And please come join us on social media so we can continue these conversations in between episodes. You'll find us at Hypoxia Podcast on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok.